Hello, everybody. We are going live. As y'all know, it is Thursday Thoughts, and we are excited to be here. We have a very special guest with us today, and this is my new good friend, Miss Alexandra Nichols Overton. And I just want to tell you all, I met Alexandra initially through a girl mentoring program because she does so much, y'all. She does so much. So we're going to get into it. We're going to get into it. But she does so much. And she's such a delight. I love meeting women and connecting with women that's always looking to give back. And that's been a common theme since I've met Alexandra is she believes in giving back. And what she's going to share with us today is even more evident. And we're going to find out there's ways for us to get involved to support the way she's giving back. And we're going to get into it. So, Alexandra, she is co-chair of the Juneteenth parade and celebration in Detroit. So we're really excited about that. And so this year event is also generously sponsored by Huntington Bank. And they have some other partners that's also sponsoring. And we can get into a little bit more about that later. But definitely, y'all, we want to welcome Alexandra to Thursday Thoughts. And before we dig into me drilling her with questions so we can find out more, we want to just stop and just take a moment and say what we're thankful for. And so today, I really want to just give thanks for how God just protected my son. So God has always just been watching out and blessing me and my family. And I'm so thankful, y'all, because, last week, I was so thankful because my youngest son, he had a medical situation and God brought him through that. And I'm so thankful. This week, my middle son was at work and almost got ran over by a forklift, y'all. I was like, thank you, Jesus, for protecting him and keeping him safe. So he did hurt himself, but I'm just, so thankful to God. A person was driving the forklift. She didn't see him, and he was like blowing the horn and letting her know. And it's like he couldn't get out the way, I guess, fast enough or whatever. But luckily he was able to jump off right before I think she hit the bike that he was on. So I'm just so grateful for that. So there's always something to be grateful for, y'all. So I want in the comments, hey, Felicia, thanks for joining. Whatever it is that you all are thankful for, waking up is a good one. If you can't think of nothing, you woke up. So while folks are putting in the comments what they're thankful for, Alexandra, what are you thankful for on this Thursday?
I was born on a Thursday. I'm always happy on Thursdays. Thursday's a great day. But I'm thankful my youngest son, talking about sons, is starting a new journey. And I think I shared with you before, but he received his PhD in December in chemistry and biochemistry. And he's starting a new position, leaving California for the first time since middle school to move to Missouri to work in research for his PhD discipline, which is chemistry. So happy for him. And I'm excited for him. And I'm hoping to join him there to help him find his new space to live. So I'm thankful for him and his journey. And I'm thankful that he's moving on and moving up.
Well, congratulations. And congratulations to him and you too, mommy, because that is phenomenal. PhD. Come on now.
PhD, chemistry and biochemistry.
Ooh, come on now. I mean, when you say that, you gotta say that with like
I went out and bought these large letters, and his first name is Bilal. So I just put Dr. Bilal. It just rolls off the tongue.
Perfectly. Dr. Bilal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Congratulations. That is amazing. I'm so happy.
The Lord is good. The Lord is good.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And so let's just jump right in. So tell us, first of all, thank you so much for joining and sharing with us. But can you tell a little bit about what got you inspired? How did you get involved with organizing and being part of the Juneteenth parade and celebration? How did that happen?
My God, I work at Northwestern High School, and so with over the past few years, getting students back to school, getting adjusted to school from the pandemic, um, I think while I was off working from home during pandemic, I felt, like what are students going to do when they're free again, or what are we going to do when we're free again? And so it just started coming down the way that um, our band had been participating in a small Juneteenth parade for a couple of years, but I said we can do better than this. We're Northwestern. Uh, Congressman John Conyers graduated from Northwestern High School, and so many other great people. Judge Damon Keith, and on and on and on. A lot of the Motown greats, and my mom went there, and my aunts, and a lot of family legacy there. But we just started putting our heads together and decided we're going to do it. And Henry Ford Hospital was our first big sponsor. They provided T-shirts for everybody last year. Everyone that in attendance got a Juneteenth T-shirt. We were in partnership with the We Run 313 Running Club. And so our parade was in the morning, and the run with the We Run 313 was in the evening. And it just was a great atmosphere all day long of family, fitness, fun. And it just was a great event. And we just thought we could do better. Um, I
Wow.
marched in parades a lot. So parade
Mm.
going is kind of natural. In high school, I marched in a famous parade they had in Detroit called the Broad Street Parade, and I marched with the best band in the land, Central High School. But I won't get into all of that. But it just was always in my blood. I even marched in college at Tennessee State University, and so it just gave me that athletic
Mm.
outburst that I need to be involved and be in the community. And I just know parades.
Oh, well, that's wonderful because when I think of a parade, I think that is such a huge undertaking, and we'll get more into that later. But it seems like such a huge undertaking. So, for the fact that you're coming back again to deliver it again, like means that you got some organization skills, sis, because there's a whole lot of moving pieces in that thing, a whole lot of moving pieces. So, tell us when we talk about Juneteenth, right? What is, I mean, it holds such historical significance, but can you explain what it means to you personally and to the community at large for those who may not be aware of just how
Oh my
significant it is?
goodness. The June I had never heard of Juneteenth. This is the part that I still feel kind of astonished about. I was 19 years old when I first learned of Juneteenth, and I went to a historically black college in Nashville. Then I went to another in Wilberforce, Ohio, Central State, and that's when I learned because I got involved in the social organizations at school, and we drove around the neighboring cities, Cleveland, Cincinnati, doing stuff. And this one organization led us to Cleveland. I was outdone. I was outdone. All of the people gathered for Juneteenth. And I said, what is, aside from that, President Biden signed it into federal law 3 years ago. And that's significant in our current students' lifetimes. Okay. We heard growing up, folks our age, about Sojourner Truth and Martin Luther King and Harriet Tubman. Yeah, backbones of why we're here today. But Biden signed this into law in our current students' lifetimes. That's significant. And we have to mark that because there was a point in time where everybody didn't know they were free, right? Like I didn't know about Juneteenth until I was 19. I mean, it just education comes at different stages and it's a continuous flow. And so Detroit adopting a Juneteenth parade is only natural. It's even though there are other celebrations that happen during the Juneteenth weekend and throughout that
Mhm.
whole week, this parade is actually on the holiday. And I think that's very significant.
Yes, yes, it is. And To what you said about, you know, people not knowing they're free, right? And the significance of that day and what it really means for our freedom as our culture, our history. And, sometimes I feel like there are those folks who are out there still not free because there's a mentality that can keep you trapped. And so I think that putting the message out and educating people more on who we are and where we come from and celebrating the things that we've accomplished, because Juneteenth is huge. And so the fact that it was signed in off as a national holiday, I think is remarkable. And I'm excited about it. Excited about it. So this year's event is promising to be a spectacular event. So, can you give us a little bit peek overview of what people who are going to attend, what can they expect from the parade and the celebration, from like start to finish? Like, because we want people to show up, we want people to come out and just really support this. Oh, one moment, we can't hear you.
Sorry. There we
Okay,
go.
got you. Yep.
Anyone who attends on Wednesday, June 19th at Northwestern High School at 9 a.m., be prepared to be greeted with love. Be prepared to be greeted with the spirit of unity, rooted in community. And I'll have to say that Huntington Bank, who is our title sponsor, their Thanksgiving Day float, or one similar thereof, will be in the parade. And the theme of their float is rooted here, rooted here, rooted here. And I think that's amazing. I think it's amazing because they decided to make a home base here in Detroit and really do make a strong presence in something like a Thanksgiving Day parade, to have an entire float dedicated to fruits and vegetables and young people. And sorry, the wind is kind of picking up here, but I'll address that. Young people growing and learning. I I'm so glad that we're partnering together. And not only would Meyer join on, Henry Ford is back on again. We have the collection of West Grand Boulevard business associations involved. Northwestern High School alumni is involved. We have the Kiwanis Club that's coming to give out books for young people, books about people of color. It's just going to be fabulous.
Oh,
Huntington Bank is going to have their goodie truck, ice cream, and all kinds of treats. We'll have hamburgers, hot dogs, arts and crafts, a DJ, of course, spoken word, and for the first time this year, two new things. Two new things. Flag football for girls, 7-on-7, Juneteenth,
okay.
flag football,
Okay.
okay? Get it in there. And in honor of the late Joanne Watson, she's a freedom fighter here in Detroit, Queen Mother. She's also my big sister, oldest of 10, and I'm the youngest of 10. We'll be giving an honorary award to Kamali Clora. He is a Wayne State graduate. He is a Yale graduate, commencement speaker, chosen by his peers to deliver this year. And I selected him to receive the Wake Up Detroit Juneteenth Civic Engagement Award. It's the first this year. He helped Detroiters get vaccinated during the pandemic.
Mm.
Massive effort. He's helped with voter registration here in Detroit. Massive effort. And he received his master's degree from Yale University in public um, health administration. And he's just an awesome example of, I think, continuing the legacy of the spirit that my sister shared for the city of Detroit and advancing the needs of their people. So I'm so happy. And everybody, please come out and join. We want to give you a free T-shirt. We want you to come see Council President Sheffield as a co-grand marshal. Come see Keith Williams as a co-grand marshal with Courageous Games Detroit. It's going to be a fantastic time.
That sounds so amazing. Oh my goodness. But you have to tell us. I know that you mentioned the title um sponsor, Huntington Bank. I know you talked about Henry Ford and the coming back into the fold and supporting. Um, how has the influence of having such prominent, supporters helped with the planning and the scope of the event?
Oh my gosh, what a blessing. I'll start with my principal. Last year, we only had $600 and we made it work. The Office of Family and Community Engagement, they made it happen with arts and scraps. We had Juneteenth arts and crafts up and down that park, and it was so festive and it was so much fun. We had the Michigan Roundtable there with notable Detroiters and big portrait pieces of notable Detroiters and notable landmarks in Detroit. We had the Drumline Band, Northwestern's Drumline, marching down the street, greeting all the visitors as they joined along the parade route down West Grand Boulevard and Rosa Parks. It just working with these partners. And this year, again, another first, Rochelle Riley with the City of Detroit Arts, Culture, and Entrepreneurship is a partner with the Juneteenth Parade Planning Committee. Miss Riley wanted to get the all city band and the do an art contest. She was, let's make it happen. And I said, Miss Riley, oh my God, this is the energy we need, but we're going to build on it and build it and build it and build it as we go along. The
Okay.
support that we've received has been great from the people that have been doing these things. This is just our second year, but these folks have experience. They're sharing their experience with me, and I'm learning so much along the way.
That is beautiful. So at this point, I want to give shout out to a couple of our viewers. We have Felicia in the house. We have Nikki in the house and Gwenny Veer. Thank y'all for joining. We appreciate having y'all. If any of y'all have any questions for our honored guest, put them in the comments and I'll make sure I get them over to her. Um, so to the viewers, I want to ask you all, what does Juneteenth mean to you? We're talking about, first of all, Alexandra is, co-chairing this monumental event for the city of Detroit, which is huge. And again, I started off the segment by saying how she's such a giving person. You can just feel it in her spirit. If you meet her, I'm sure you can tell by just talking to her. So I want you all to just share in the comments, what does Juneteenth mean for you? Feel free, to just share your thoughts in the comments and we'll try to make sure we can get out there and just read some of the comments. So think about that for a moment. Think about where we're sitting today, where we are today, in the comforts of our homes, in the comforts of roof over our head with running water, in the comforts of being able to jump into your car and drive wherever you want to go, or to have access to transportation to take you wherever you need to go. Think about being able to come and go as you please. Nobody is telling you you can't go there. Nobody is telling you, you know, you can't get an education. You can't go to this grocery store. You can't drink out this water fountain. You know what I mean? You can't ride in the front of the bus. Just sit and think about what you've accomplished, what we have accomplished. I mean, we have a lot more work to do, right? We're not negating that. But think about how far we've come though in a short time. In a short time. So I want you all to just kind of think about that and understand the relevancy of it and the significance of it, how important this day is for us. So as we talk about, you know, we talked about the key sponsors, the support. What impact do you hope this parade has on the community and especially the young people because they're our future? What impact do you hope that this parade and celebration has on the young people and community?
I want them to know we care. We love them. We have resources in this community for you. This community wants to embrace you and support you all the way, whether you stay here or if you move away and you come back. That's what I want young people to feel when they enjoy or engage in the Juneteenth festivities. But for parents and
Mhm.
their the generational families that are going to attend, I want them to know that Detroit Public Schools can educate their child, that the community school can and is willing to educate your child. We have resources, we have people who care, we have qualified people in the school district that want to serve your child. It's it somewhere along the way, I think things got a little bit mixed up about people just going and getting a paycheck. No, you don't do education to get a paycheck. And I wish people would stop saying that. A core part of the Juneteenth is the training that the students receive. Juneteenth student ambassador training. They learn what Juneteenth is, that it
Mhm.
became a federal holiday, and how it moving forward, you can continue to celebrate this now that you know about it. And you can share with others while we're marching along the street, while we're walking. If we come across somebody that says, "What are you guys doing?" which always happens, "Why are you guys out here? What's happening?" And if they run into one of our students, I want them to be able to share intelligently or from their heart, what it is that Juneteenth means to them. And so this this whole family approach to a Juneteenth um, event is something that I'm familiar with growing up. My mom sought out events like this for us, and I'm continuing in her spirit. She got so excited with parades, and I'm the same way. And
I can tell because your
I'm
face
the same
is
way.
lighting up. Let me tell you, you lighting up all over the
I
place,
mean,
Alexandra.
donuts, the hot chocolate, the tea, cinnamon rolls. I mean, just everybody meeting up, just running around, running wild. I don't. It just gives you a sense of freedom and belonging in a community that I think you don't
Yes.
achieve in another way. And I want students to be celebrated for their commitment to spending their time this way, making posters and signs congratulating the seniors who are moving on to their next phase of life, drawing art that commemorates the Juneteenth holiday, and just expressing themselves is and being just taking the time to just listen. Okay, I want to
Yes.
celebrate that because it was done for me, and so
Mhm.
it's something that I think that all people should experience being rooted for.
Absolutely. And I think that what really stuck with me is community. Because in the day where everything is online, right? Everybody's tied to their technical gadget, their phones, their computers, especially our young people. Being able to get the community as a whole out together, the sense of belonging together in a friendly and a warm, nurturing, caring environment. It just puts you in a mindset of back in the day when you would be little playing outside and you knew the neighbors was looking out for you. They was looking out to make sure you was protected, but they was also going to look out, and if you was doing something wrong, they was going to tell, they was going to correct you, and then they was going to tell your mom and your daddy what you was doing as well.
You can't hide at a parade. Everybody see you. Come on out,
Everybody.
have fun. Everything's out in the open.
That part. Come on out, y'all. Now, as we talk about the parade is going to start at Northwestern High School, and then it's going to end up at the Joseph Walker Williams Center. Are there any specific highlights during the performance or on the route that attendees should look out for?
We're featuring Northwestern High School's drumline, without a doubt. We're going to have older adults who have drums. They're going to join in with them, and we're going to make it maybe one of the biggest drum lines ever assembled, okay, as we get there. But just know that we're going to have a VIP stage float for our grand marshals. We'll have Miss Juneteenth, Okay, we're gonna have
Okay.
a DJ on the float, and to hype up the crowd and keep the party going. African dancing, steel drum beats, conga beats. Our DJ has got it all. Okay, we've got an awesome float planned from the parade company, highlighting Juneteenth and Huntington's commitment to being rooted in Detroit. We've got the Corvette Club coming, so you car enthusiasts, for you to see there. We are the Motor City, so we got to represent in some way with the vehicles. Okay, um, we have the Tuskegee Airmen just confirmed, and some people may know that recently Channel 4 did a big special on Highland Park, and it's ongoing. A full day of live streaming, and they're continuing town halls. Avalon Village, Mama Shoot is bringing her vendor table to Juneteenth. And they have a lot of, and let me shout out Highland Park. They have a Juneteenth parade that goes on the Saturday before, or maybe early, sometime the day. But I want to shout them out. Everybody that's doing something for Juneteenth, the Avenue of Fashion, the evening programs, maybe a couple of concerts going on. I don't know, but just everybody that's doing a great job, keep doing it. I mean, we've got um, a live podcast with Courageous Detroit, Courageous Sports Detroit. Um, One thing about Northwestern, they are so rooted in the community, and it's just amazing. They have a big alumni day that is happening July 27th this year, but it's called Soul Day. Okay,
Okay.
Soul Day has been going on since the end of the 60s.
What? Wow.
It's amazing. And Clarence Harris, the founder of Soul Day, has passed the torch on, and to now Mr. Keith Williams, who connected us with Huntington Bank to get us our big sponsorship. And I just want to just shout out everybody that's doing wildly new, innovative things to keep youth engaged in community advocacy, thriving communities, loving communities.
Yes.
I'm shouting out all folks like that are coming together to make this parade happen, because our students and our children and our families deserve to have a thriving Detroit with the great culture of unity. I believe that
Absolutely.
that's what Juneteenth really embodies. Unity.
That's beautiful. Beautiful. Now listen, we've
Yeah.
talked about the parade, what we can look for from the parade. We've talked about the sponsors. Um, any other organizations? I know you mentioned Detroit City Council President Sheffield's
Oh
office
my
have been
gosh,
very
yes.
supportive.
Yes.
And
Yes.
then is it anybody else on the list that you want to give a shout out to right now?
Barry
Who's
Blackwell. Yes. Barry Blackwell at Henry Ford Health. Just amazing. Just the coordinating he did with us last year, and coming on today as a shoulder to stand on, this year as a shoulder to stand on. I want to shout out our assistant principal, our principal, just continued support all around. I want to shout out DPSCD District, Crystal Wilson, communications director, tremendous support. And I must share that Detroit Public Television, who um, was a partner last year. They came on board and filmed our pre-work, the students doing all the artwork, the students getting their training.
oh
And then they were there the day of to capture the start of the parade, which will start promptly at Northwestern, 9 o'clock. Start Kick off the parade at 9:30, walking down the street, marching with everyone, parade banners and posters in hand. We even have things for the little kids to hold if they want some things in the crowd,
oh
and we'll make it to the Joseph Walker Williams Center by 10:30, and then a resource fair, um, material on financial literacy, of course, since Huntington is our title sponsor. We'll have information from the Avalon Village. We'll have the Realtist Association there for folks who need to connect with a realtor in this new surge of home buying in Detroit. I know that I'm taking advantage of a grant coming up soon. So there's a lot of information out there, podcasts, and interviews with people about Soul Day. So if you know about Soul Day and you have a connection to Northwestern and you want to tell your story, come out and be interviewed for Courageous Sports with Mr. Keith Williams for Soul Day. And I'm just looking forward to everybody being back. If I miss someone, I don't mean to, but I'm just so excited. Master Sergeant Walker is the co-chair. He is the most dynamic JROTC instructor. We have drones, we have archery, we have robotics, we have
Wow.
esports, they have podcasting, they have a rifle range, all within JROTC at our school. And we have a whole set of 40 virtual reality goggles for students to get used to moving in virtual reality worlds and moving things around and associating. It's just
Yeah.
an amazing
Oh, wow.
suite of services there, and we joined forces to bring this parade together. So I'm happy to be working with Master Sergeant Walker, who is a decorated veteran from the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, and
Mhm.
he's spending his time teaching these students. It's a blessing to be able to coordinate and collaborate with him before he retires. Hopefully, he'll stay on a couple more years.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's always wonderful when you have a great partner to co-lead and support and to get this off the ground for the children in the community. Now,
Yes.
Alexandra, do you have a fond memory of a moment from a past Juneteenth? Anything that might have stuck out that just kind of touched your heart from the past Juneteenth parade that you had?
What touched my heart was the artwork that the students created.
Oh,
And to see them write their names on it and be proud that they're congratulating a senior that's graduating, or proud that they're celebrating Juneteenth and connecting to their ancestors who strived so that they could be where they are today. That
oh,
brings me joy. What also brings me joy from past Juneteenth is Dr. Jenkins. She was a math teacher in my high school and just she stayed in the school district long enough for me to work with her as an adult. She used to be the
wow.
principal at Martin Luther King High School, and she produced the MLK walk every year. Lo and behold, when I started planning last year, she had an office in our building, and I asked her. I said, "Dr. Jenkins, would you like to help us plan this Juneteenth?" Match made in heaven. Her experience, 13 years of doing the MLK walk that I have next to me. You just can't make these things up. But it was written. It was meant to happen. It was meant to be. Just the
Absolutely.
artwork, the students feeling. That's my feeling I get from Juneteenth. The way that they feel.
Now, what are some of your hopes for the future of Juneteenth? Like, where would you like to see this parade go for the city of Detroit for the
Wow.
future?
For the future, I like
For
to see this parade either march down Woodward, okay, or I'd like to see this parade go across, which I think we'll be done to enjoy it. What's going on at the train station tonight, right? There's a big
that's
concert,
right.
and I see this parade maybe ending up in front of there, and then everybody enjoying the new beach and park that's there. I like to see that. I like to see that train station. Boy, oh boy, when my mom, we drive by that and they talk about all the people and family members used to come in through that, and we just look like a ghost town. But now look at it. Oh my God, everybody's
It's
back. Dr. Ross is in
beautiful.
town.
I know, and I can't even remember the last time the boss was in town. I can't even remember
And she's
because
here,
normally she play over in Canada
Canada.
at Caesars,
Hmm.
but she's here
She couldn't
today.
avoid it this time. This train station is open.
Open. Like Diana Ross is down there. They said Eminem is down there. They had a whole slew.
Fantasia,
Fantasia,
Common, Common,
Common,
Jelly Roll, all these folks.
all these folks downtown,
That's
y'all.
where I see Juneteenth. If Their names can be mentioned with the train station. So can the 2025 Juneteenth.
Come on now. Let's put it out
2026
there.
maybe.
Okay, Climate Fantasia, y'all heard it, right? Y'all heard it first from Alexandra.
And we
Okay,
do
Diane
need a
Ross,
big
look,
star. We do
y'all
need
heard
a big. We do need a star.
that part.
That part.
Okay, so I just want to say, is it anything, any closing remarks that you like to leave the audience with? Like y'all, before I ask her that, before I ask Alexandra that, I want you all to see scrolling across the screen, which it might be small. So I'm going to say this. If you're interested in getting involved, how can folks get involved? Do you still need support?
Always need support. Always. And because it's such a new parade, we didn't charge for vendors. If you have a service for the community, call me or email me. A Overton NJC. Oh no, that's the wrong one. Alexandra Overton at me.com. AlexandraOverton at me.com. And bring a table, bring a chair, bring a tent. It's room, it's enough room. This is why, the Joseph Walker Williams Center is the only Black owned, Black community owned rec center in the city of Detroit. It's
Really?
historic that we're there. They have a memorial site for those folks who were um, involved in the 67 riots and
Mm,
they have a memorial there. This is a very historic site. So it's momentous that we're doing it on Rosa Parks Boulevard at the Joseph Walker Williams Center. Okay.
yeah,
It
yeah.
means a lot. It means a lot. We're going to have the big head of Rosa Parks from the parade company, the big head of Stevie Wonder, and the big head of Aretha Franklin kneeling around the people. So bring the kids out so they can play around with all the stuff that they have to offer. But if you want to be a part, just email me, have your table and chair and tent ready, and I'll I'll find you a spot. If you have resources for the community, we're not selling stuff. You got to have permits for all of that. So you can't bring anything to sell. But if you have resources, give me a call or email me and
Nice.
I'll work with you.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, everybody, I just want to take the time to thank our special guest, Alexandra Nichols Overton, because she's done phenomenal things. Like I said, you can tell. I know y'all can tell. Her eyes were literally lighting up with beaming with joy talking about this parade, y'all, and talking about community, being there for the children. And that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about, community and children. And spreading love. That was a common theme that Alexandra shared with us. So I want you all to take and remember the passion on her face and in her eyes as she spoke about it, and go out, show up to that parade. Again, what time does the parade start?
The parade starts promptly at 9 o'clock. We'll have a pre parade ceremony where it's just riling everybody up and getting going, hearing the drum beats, getting the band going, and introducing our parade marshals, and off we go. Small ceremony, off we go on the parade, and we'll reach the Joseph Walker Williams Center by 10:30, and everything will wrap up about 1 o'clock.
Awesome.
Oh,
Now,
we'll have a shuttle for people who we will have a shuttle. Henry Ford is supplying a shuttle if you need to get back to your car from
oh,
the park, and we'll have a lot of sanitary things for everybody. So don't worry,
awesome.
we have it all provided for.
Awesome. So just so people can kind of get an idea, how long is that?
It's less
How
than a
long?
mile.
Less
Less
than a
than
month.
a mile. Less than a
Okay,
mile.
come on, y'all. Y'all got this
Easy
now.
to do. Less than
Easy
a
to do.
mile. Less than
So
a mile.
we're gonna meet up at Northwestern High School at 9 a.m. They're gonna
That's
have the
22. Yep.
pre-parade ceremony, right?
Hmm.
And what's the
Yes.
address of the school?
2200 West Grand Boulevard. And if you want to just meet over at the park, it's 8431 Rosa Parks Boulevard. And it's ample parking because it's next to a shopping center. And so we will have plenty of parking, plenty of food, plenty of everything for everybody to enjoy themselves. Some special things for the students just families all around.
Fantastic, fantastic. So everybody, you got that information. I'm just gonna repeat. Starts at 9 o'clock a.m. They're gonna
Nine
meet at
o'clock.
Northwestern High School. The
Yes.
address is 2200 West Grand Boulevard. And
Yes.
then the parade is going to take you down to the center. And by the time they get to the center, the address of the center, for those who don't want to walk the parade but want to go right to where all the festivities are going to be, is 8431 Rosa Parks Boulevard. There's plenty of parking, and there will be shuttle buses that can kind of help you get to your car if you need it. They're going to have
Yes.
food,
Yes.
games, stuff for the kids,
Giveaways. Yes.
sanitation stuff for you. So
Yes.
don't worry, they got us covered.
Yes.
And everybody, just let's go out there as a community.
Vanita,
What?
Jeanette, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Henry Ford is going to be providing health screenings. I can't, I don't know how I didn't say that. They're going
Oh,
to be providing health screenings. That's one of the major things.
that's okay. I'm
Resource.
glad we still on there.
Yes.
So
Yes.
listen, y'all. Health screenings. Grab a loved one. Cause y'all look, y'all know all the time we're not making those doctor's appointments like we need to. So let's get it's free. It's free. So you got health screening, you got a parade, you got food, you got community, you got love. So let's show up, y'all. Let's show up. Let's show up and show out in such a positive way, right? This is a positive event. Well, I thank you so much, Alexandra. It's been such a pleasure talking to you. And everybody, let's give it up for Alexandra.
I'm giving it up for
And with
you guys.
that,
Thank you for
we are
having
going
me.
to say, thank you again so much. And we have to keep up. We'll keep Alexandra on dial, on speed dial, y'all, because she's
Please,
always doing something.
please.
She's always doing something. So we'll get her back because we just love
Yes.
her energy. So thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure talking
Thanks
with
for
you this
having
evening.
me. Thanks for
You
having
are
me.
so welcome. All
Thank
right,
you.
everybody. We are going to say bye bye until next week. Have a good one, everybody.
Bye bye.